They say, if you listen long enough to the Himalayan winds, you'll hear more than just the storm. Some say it carries prayers, old mantras whispered by monks who vanished centuries ago. Others say it's something else entirely, something that listens back. I didn't believe in any of that. I was a scientist, a rational man, until I met him, the monk no one has ever documented, the one whose monastery doesn't appear on any map. And the night I found him, I learned something that changed everything I thought I knew about life, death, and the spaces in between. This is not a ghost story. It's a warning about the secret monk and the mountain that hides him. We were 5 expedition members from 3 different countries, sent to map an uncharted section near Mount Jaya. The government wanted satellite readings, and I was leading the research on high-altitude resonance phenomena. In simple words, we were studying sound. But out there, even sound behaves differently. The air is thin, the silence so heavy it feels alive. Our Sherpa, Pemba, had guided dozens of teams before, but the moment we crossed the 4th ridge, he grew uneasy. He started whispering mantras under his breath, the kind meant to ward off spirits. Bad place, he said. Old temple. Buried monks. Not human anymore. We laughed. We thought it was mountain folklore. But that night, as we set camp beside a frozen stream, the wind carried something, a sound I'll never forget. It wasn't the wind. It wasn't human either. I looked up the ridge and froze. A figure stood there, robed in faded orange. Tall, motionless, watching. I shined my flashlight toward him, and the beam passed right through his body. He wasn't standing on snow. He was standing above it. At dawn, the figure was gone, but the wind carried that same low chant again, almost like it was coming from below us. No east, Pemba said. No go east. Temple wake. But the coordinates we needed were exactly in that direction. By noon, clouds parted and we saw it. Carved into the cliff face, half buried in snow and stone, stood a temple. Its walls were smooth, untouched by time. A single red wooden door stood in the center. No path leading to it. No steps. Just there. No one had ever mentioned it in any record, any satellite image, any archive. It shouldn't exist. The wind around it felt wrong. Too still, too heavy. Like the air was waiting for something. When we approached, the snow stopped falling. Even the sound of our boots disappeared. Pemba started trembling. He turned and said, "Temple watches. We leave." But before anyone could answer, Ravi, our cameraman, touched the door. Inside was darkness, but I swear I saw movement, like something stepping backward to let us in. The air inside felt ancient, as if it hadn't been disturbed in centuries. We turned on our lights and immediately froze. Every wall, every column, every inch of the temple interior was carved with eyes. Hundreds of them, all open, all watching. The carvings weren't symmetrical. Some were human, others weren't. At first I thought it was an echo, but the whispers didn't follow our movement. They followed me. My flashlight flickered. The beam landed on something ahead, a figure sitting cross-legged in front of the altar. A monk. His robes were perfectly preserved, bright orange despite the decay. His head tilted downward, hands resting on his knees. But his skin, it wasn't mummified. It was alive. There was moisture around his eyes. And then, he blinked. Pemba screamed. Robbie's camera began to glitch, static bursts, light distortion, battery dying instantly. I raised my hand trying to speak. "Who are you?" The monk lifted his head. His eyes were black, not just dark, infinite. His lips moved. He spoke in a voice that didn't sound like one man. It sounded like hundreds speaking at once.
Kshama Raksha.
The candles on the walls flared blue, and the temperature dropped so fast I could see my breath turn to ice midair. "Go," he said. "Go before you hear your name." We ran. I remember pushing through the doorway. Except, when we crossed it, the temple was gone. Behind us, there was nothing. Just an empty cliff wall. We searched for hours. The coordinates didn't match anything. Ravi kept saying he could still hear the chant through his mic. When we set up camp again, he started whispering it in his sleep, word for word. That night, a blizzard came out of nowhere. I remember hearing Ravi scream outside his tent. By the time I reached him, there were no footprints, just a circle of untouched snow and a single orange bead lying in the center. The storm ended as suddenly as it began. Only 3 of us were left. Pemba refused to move east again. He said, "Mountain keeps who it wants." I didn't understand what he meant, not until it was too late. 2 nights later, I woke to a sound. Not wind, not footsteps, something heavier. The red door was back, standing right in front of our tents, floating, half buried in snow. It wasn't connected to anything, just a freestanding doorway, glowing from within. I grabbed my recorder, trembling. The sound that came through wasn't the wind. It was the monk's voice. "You entered sacred ground," it said. "Now the mountain knows your name." My recorder melted in my hand. I ran toward the ridge, shouting for Pemba. But when I looked back, the door was gone. So was he. Only one tent remained. Inside my own sleeping bag was zipped shut, and from inside it came the sound of breathing. They found me 3 days later, half frozen near the border outpost. I don't remember how I got there. My nails were black, my hair white. The rescuers said I was muttering something, a mantra. When I checked the recordings that survived, I found one frame, a single still image taken automatically by Ravi's drone. It showed the mountain ridge at night. In the shadows, the faint outline of a temple. And inside it, 6 figures sitting cross-legged in front of the altar. The 6th one had my face. It's been a year now. Sometimes when I close my eyes, I hear it again. That same low hum, vibrating beneath my heartbeat. I don't sleep much, because when I do, I wake up sitting cross-legged, hands folded like prayer. And the snow on my window sill forms the shape of a door. If you ever find yourself trekking the high ridges of the Himalayas, and the wind suddenly stops, don't move, don't listen. Because if you hear your name whispered in that ancient chant, the mountain has already claimed you. If you've heard that whisper in the background, you might already be part of the mountain's story. Tell me what you heard in the comments. And before you close your eyes tonight, subscribe a Storytelling YTS. Because next time, we won't just hear the monk. We'll meet him.